Hello there and welcome back to Craftoween 2025. We are doing Halloween junk journaling prompts. And this video will comprise days 16, 17, and 18. I flipped it open just for a fun look at the last thing we made because it's so gorgeous. I'm loving it. And I also want to show you this that I made here. When I originally made the journal, these two ladies were facing each other, and I didn't like that because it felt like two focal points and there was just too much going on. So I took an envelope that came in a fairy loot box, took a piece of fabric for this side facing this witch, and then covered the inside of the envelope with some baddie paper to face this little girl with the striped socks. So I like that a whole lot better. I don't know what I'm gonna put inside of this envelope, but I don't know. Maybe we'll even add something here at some point. We'll see where time takes us. If you're just seeing this video before you've seen any of the others in this series, this year we are not doing daily videos. We are clumping them together in 3 or 4 days per video just to save my sanity. And yeah, here we go. Let's go to the advent calendar and get our prompts for day 16. Our prompts are right there, and we're gonna light our candle, which very shortly will burn out. I mean, it might last today and tomorrow, or I don't know, but it's not gonna last too much longer. Okay, our purple Halloween word is witch. We've already done a couple of witchy things, and that's okay. We can have lots of witches in this journal. Orange junk journaling word is gesso. And our tool or supply word is collage fodder. A witch, some gesso, and collage fodder. We're back with this piece of paper, and we're going to try an experiment. I want to see if I can tone down the like bam in your face-ness of this page because I kind of want to use it for a background. So this is the perfect thing to try with gesso. So the paintbrush did seem to help smooth out some of the brayer lines. While that's drying, we will look at our witch. So this came from the paper book. Honestly, I am so glad I bought that because I don't know if I would be getting through Craftoween without it. I probably would just be printing a whole bunch more digitals for my focal points and stuff because I found so many in that book. All right, there's our witch. I have another idea of something we can do with gesso also, but we're going to need to save that for a few minutes. We need to pick a journal page and we need to find some collage fodder to work with as well. I'm sure that I've got some in my scraps. All right, I kind of think here would be good. This is plain anyway. So once this is fully dry, we'll cut a piece to cover over the background. We will add her plus some collage fodder, and we'll do my other gesso idea possibly. Do you guys see what I see? Look, there's an eye peeking through right here. We should glue her down onto this right now. Or at least place some like sticky tape or something to hold her there. Because I love that. Okay, I'm just gonna place a piece of double-sided tape right here and just hold her in that spot. It's not gonna hold her because the gesso's still drying, but maybe what we'll do is just plop that right there. We are going to carefully slide this over here. I'm gonna grab my scrap bowl and we're gonna see if we have any collage fodder that we can play around with. So collage fodder can really be just anything that you want to collage with. And sometimes I have like papers that are left over from creating other things. Like this has a whole bunch of Villainous Potion on it from when I was dyeing some lace. This has some golds and greens and this kind of darkish gray color here with some circles. You might recognize this from when we made the belly band. I forget what day that was, but that was part of Craftoween. So some people might tell you differently, but again, as I was saying, collage fodder is basically, in my mind anyway, just stuff that you want to collage with. So not everything in here will probably get used, but here's some possibilities. A piece of fabric, a scrap of paper. This is from a book recording card. I have part of a doily. This scrap of lacy trim stuff. Some black paper. This paper's kind of cool. Here's another thing with some purple on it. It looks like this was some scrapbook paper that got dyed, probably also with Villainous Potion. This is kind of random. It's a piece of book binding that like some of the pages are still clinging to. You can see like the threads there. There's all kinds of stuff you can use for collage fodder. This is very cool. It might be a little bit too thick for what I want to do, but I mean, we'll see. We're gonna bring her back over here and I think I'm gonna glue her down. I know that not this whole page will fit, but I really want her on that spot with the eye. So we're just gonna start with a portion. All right, yeah, that's gonna fit quite nicely. I am going to pause for a moment and gather a couple of other supplies and then I'll be back with you shortly. All right, we're gonna play with some collage fodder and I'm just going to do a bit of tearing and messing around and we'll see if we can make something that I like. Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't love working with doilies because they're so fiddly, but they do look really cute. That's probably all the collage fodder I'm going to put on for the moment. Might decide to add some more, but I want to talk about the other idea of something to do with the gesso. My thought was to stencil a little bit over top of this with one of these stencils and some texture paste that we make out of gesso and maybe some cracked pistachio oxide. So I want to decide. We have bats and stars. We have some Gothic German font, I believe. We have these kind of chapel-y kind of windows. Some circles. You know what? This font always looks good. This stencil is so cool. I love this font. So I stuck it down with nothing underneath it just so you could really see the words coming through. And then when we stencil over here, maybe we'll place it about like this. I usually have a roll of washi tape sitting on my desk to hold these things in place, and I think I used it all up. Let me go grab another one and I shall return. I want to scoot it here, but keep it in frame for you guys. And should I put it up a little bit higher or keep it lower down here? I kind of like it actually a little bit higher, but also keeping in mind that the words stop here. So we shall do this. This should hold it in place, and then we'll, oh, come on. Set this on top of the paper. Now, ideally, I would have an oxide spray to dye the gesso with, but I don't. I have just the oxide pad, and then in a pinch, I have some cracked pistachio embossing glaze. I don't know if that would actually help or not. So we're going to try this first, and what I'm going to do is do the smoosh, 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 smoosh. Look at all that gorgeous color. I'm going to add a little bit of water just to help loosen up the flow. And some gesso. And we're going to see if we can mix it all together. We might need something with a little bit more substance to it. And I have an idea. This isn't going to be as green as I was hoping it would be, but I also probably put too much gesso, so that's my own fault. But I do feel like I need to thicken this up, so I shall return momentarily. I have a jar here with some white sand. It's super fine. I got it, I want to say at Dollar Tree in the crafters aisle. It's going to add some grit and texture to our paste. Now here's the big question. Do we want to try to add some of the embossing glaze to see if that will make the green darker? I kind of feel like we might as well go for it. Well, it's not the color of cracked pistachio, but it is green and I like it. It's a very light minty green. Sorry, this is squeaking on the glass mat. My sincere apologies. All right, we're gonna pick this up. Also hold the stencil just in case, because you never know when things might move. Crunch, 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 crunch. Ah, it's so cute. I love it. All right, she has got to dry for quite a while. So this is a great opportunity for me to do some cleaning up, and I'll come back and check in with you once this is dry. Look at our candle. Oh, I left it burning while this dried, and yeah, this might be the last day for it. Okay, I went ahead and glued the page into the journal because it was warping pretty badly, and so I thought it would help it to be more stable if it was glued down. But this is nice and dry. So I do wish that the green had come out a little bit more boldly, but I am good with it. I think the font stencil looks really cool, and I don't know, I'm happy with it. So we're gonna call that the end of day 16. And we'll come back for another one tomorrow. So keep watching. It'll be just a few seconds for you. And we'll see you then. Hello. I've got new nails on. I usually do not like this shape of nail. But I went to Walmart today and I wanted to get some spooky-ish nails. And the only ones they had were this shape. I did actually end up finding some on Amazon that I got for later in the month, but for now we're going with these things. I got these ones and some red ones, and I mean, we'll see how they go. There are also glue-on ones, which I don't usually like, so these could last maybe one day. Maybe longer. Let's be hopeful. But back into the Craftoween. It is day 17. Holy cow, how is it day 17 already? We're ready to find our prompts for the day and get crafting. So let's go to the advent calendar. Here are our prompts. Start with our purple Halloween word. Fright. Orange junk journaling word. Distress ink. Okay. And green supply or tool glue stick. There's glue stick. I've got several colors of distress ink that I've been using throughout this project, so we can play with one of those maybe. And something frightful. Thinking time. I think we're ready to get to work, but we must light our candle. Now, in yesterday's video, or portion of the video, I showed you how far down this was, and I really thought it was going to completely burn out, but once the melted wax cooled, we've still got some there. So, will today be the day? I don't know. I have loved this candle so much. It's got jasmine scents, which jasmine is one of my very favorite things to smell. So, anyway, candle is lit. I grabbed this little kit. I found this at a thrift store quite a while ago, and it's got some things to make a little bubbling cauldron, and then there's like a frog hopping out of it and stuff. And I thought maybe our witch's brew could be the fright thing, or frightening, I don't know, frightful thing. Anyway, it reminds me of that scene in Hocus Pocus when the witches have got their cauldron full of stuff, and poor Danny's just so scared because they're gonna cook her, and yeah. So let's see if we can make this. I have pulled a couple of colors of Distress Oxide. I have Cracked Pistachio, which we've been using here and there, and I have Wilted Violet to get some purples in. Let's take out the things that we have in the kit. This cost me $2 at a thrift store. I don't know what it would have cost originally at the scrapbooking store. My guess would be more than $2. We have some little tiny brads and one wobbly eye. If we find the second one in here somehow, I'll let you know, but it might be missing. Here's a closer look at the cauldron and the frog. We've got some circles already cut out. I'm guessing those are the bubbles for the potion. We also have a broomstick. On the other part of the page, they had a witch's broom thing. I don't know if I'll use that or not. Probably not. This paper I really like, and this has got like a velvety kind of flocked texture. All the black stuff is. It just feels lovely. And I love the green. It's gorgeous. Now, is Cracked Pistachio gonna be clashy with this green though? This paper is really cute. We just have a piece of this. We've got some different circles and stuff with a grungy border. Oh, I was gonna see by chance if there was like a brand name or something on this paper, but we just have more things there. I don't know. That's really cute. And now I'm thinking, gosh, I'd like to have more of this paper, but might have to do some looking around online and see if I can find it. Here's our cauldron. Here's our frog. Since we only have one wobbly eye in the kit, then we'll have to come up with something else for his eyes if we use the frog. We've got this piece of ribbon here, black cardstock, purple cardstock, and there we go. Our glue stick is sitting over here ready to work with. What I'd like to do is cover this page. This design here, not my cup of tea. So I'd like to cover this and put the cauldron on it. And then maybe not do the frog because we have this little guy doing some investigating over here. Maybe we just need the bubbling cauldron and like a sentiment or something. All right, I want to build up some layers here. So I think we're going to do purple first and then black inside of that because the cauldron is purple. So we don't want to do purple on purple there. Let's mark some things with a pencil. All right, for the distress oxide part of this prompt, we're gonna use both of these colors in a couple different places around things. So we're gonna go around the purple with some green. Now you might be wondering, why aren't you going around it with the purple color? That makes more sense. It might, but I'm me and I'm weird and we know this. Okay, So we inked around the cauldron with the wilted violet, and then I did a little bit of black soot as well, and just smudged some black soot on the cauldron in a couple little places, just really lightly. We put in a brad and the ribbon, glued that down with Fabri-Tac, then glued the whole cauldron. And then for the dots and circles, bubble, whatever, I inked around with the cracked pistachio, and I just used the glue stick to put the bubbles. I wanted the cauldron to really hold well with I was worried about the ribbon backing, so I did go ahead and use the art glitter glue on that. But glue stick works here. This one bubble is kind of peeking up a little bit. If it starts to really come up, I'll use the art glitter glue to make sure it stays. This particular glue stick I really like. I don't like a lot of glue sticks, but this one is Elmer's Craft Bond Extra Strength. I got this at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure you can get it in other places as well. But if you're looking for a good quality glue stick, I personally like this one. I mean, lots of people like different kinds of glue for different things, but this is what I like. I'm not going to use the glue stick to put this into the journal though, because just my personal bias, I don't know that this is going to hold all that well, even though it is an extra strength glue stick. So we're going to use the art glitter glue to glue this into the journal page. Okay, I clamped this down and it's still not holding so well, so we're gonna hit it with some more glue. I think it's just because I placed it wrong the first time and then had to move it. Do we need a little sentiment or something here? The kit comes with a really large sentiment and I am not gonna use it. Partially because it is so big, but also they misquoted Shakespeare. The quote from the Shakespeare play says, "Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble." This boil and bubble? No. No, 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 no. We could even maybe use the toil and trouble somewhere else in the journal, but not here. It's too big and just no. I do have these witchcrafted labels from J. Lulu, and we could maybe add one, although they're very grungy, and this page is more cutesy. I don't know. Although this has this kind of grayish blue in the background here, as does some of these. Like this Boo to You has kind of the grayish blue, spooky. If there was one that said fright or something about fright, that would be perfect to go with our prompt. I like the Witch's Tonic. Oh, sorry, that's out of frame. This Witch's Tonic is not the grayish blue, but I still like it. That's probably gonna be a good possibility. Or this Witch's Brew right here. We'll cut this Witch's Brew because it does have a little bit of that blue tint there, and see how that looks. Oh, that could be cute, like a little label thing right here. I have somewhere in my stash a big bag of like metal book plate label thingies, and I don't know what happened, but they have disappeared. Maybe they're buried in the bottom of a project box or something. I don't know, but I cannot find them. Yes, I know. Every crafter knows the pain of this. Now, even though I was looking for something with a little bit of blue, I'm going to hit it with just a teeny tiny bit of the green. So light that it's not going to be even all that visible. Okay, let's just glue it down right here. Make an effort to use the glue stick again because that was one of our prompts. Get it really well covered. All right, I think that works. I think the style of this page makes this style of label possible because it kind of pulls the two pages together, if you know what I mean. So in terms of fright, I know it's the kind of pop art style of this maybe isn't as scary as some other things that we've done, but I still think it fits because really every time I look at this, I think of Hocus Pocus and Danny being so scared. So for me, it fits. We definitely used Distress Oxide. We used 2 different colors plus some archival ink, so 3 different colors of ink. And we used our glue stick. So we are covered for day 17, and we have one more day in this video. So let's see what day 18 brings us tomorrow. Hello! It is day 18 of Craftoween. My nails have made it for a second day. I don't know if they're gonna last much longer than that. Yesterday when I was crafting for day 17, the 2 thumbnails popped off and I had to stop the video twice to fix each one of them, so that's lovely. But let's get going with day 18. Our candle did go finally, but we have this giant bowl candle with a skeleton taking a bath. I have used this before, as you can see. It is a wood wick candle. I wish that it had come with at least another wick so that we get more, you know, burning action and stuff in other parts, but here it is. The smell is actually quite heavenly. It's kind of a vanilla kind of scent, so we're gonna get it rolling, and it has that lovely crackling sound of the wood wick, so here we go, day 18. Let's go get our prompts out of the advent calendar. All right, here are our words. Start with purple Halloween word, graveyard, orange junk journaling word, page tab, and green supply or tool, a ruler. Okay, I have this piece of acetate or whatever you want to call, like, I don't know, this thing, and it's got a graveyard on it. Let's hold this. There we go. So I thought that would be fun to use. I've only used, I think, one other piece from that kit that I got. This came from Michael's. When I went to Salt Lake for the art retreat with Barbara, I stopped by Michael's to do some little Halloween craft supply shopping and found this kit full of like spooky scenes on acetate, I think is what it's called. It just, I call it overheads because I'm a teacher, but not that we use overheads anymore. I haven't used them for almost 20 years, but anyway, I thought we'd do something with this, and it doesn't say anything in our prompts about collaging, but when I was going through my Halloween box, I found this baggie of stuff. So it's some little bits and pieces from a Tim Holtz Halloween kit from 2023. We've got some flowers. We've got just some fun little ephemera pieces. Oh, these are not Tim Holtz. These are from Louise's Halloween kit. That's some tickets I made. I don't know when. A price tag for something that apparently cost me $20. This is kind of cool, but it says Valentine. Bloody Valentine? Oh, this is a ticket that I made. I forgot that I had put that in there. We have a tag. I don't know. So there's some stuff here. I just had a weird idea. What if this was our piece that this went on? Oh, I like that. Ooh. Okay, let's use the ruler to hold this down while we tear. No! That little bit came out, but that's okay. We'll probably do this or put something across the top. I don't know. Maybe we can use this in the making of our page tabs. I'll just cut that because that's going to drive me nuts. How else can I use the ruler? I guess we can measure this. We have 12.5 centimeters by 17.5 centimeters. Ooh, I like that. And you can't even really see that torn piece right there. Yay! Yes, we like this. Okay, so this is gonna go down on the page, and we need to also make a page tab. I have the Imperial March from Star Wars in my head. Why? I was just thinking, oh, I'm almost out of Fabri-Tac. I was at Walmart yesterday. I totally could have got some. Clever me. I guess that's what Amazon's for. Although I think it's cheaper in store than on Amazon. Oh, I'll be going to Utah pretty soon. I can grab some while I'm there. This page, you might be able to see there's some orange ink kind of sinking through. This is the backside of when we use the glass step pen to write, and it needs to be covered. So we're gonna pop this down here. Okay, and we need to make a page tab. So we have this stuff. We can grab some other things as well. This thing's already creased, so we could make that into a page tab pretty easily. Or do we want something different? Because this is kind of like a dark blue. I don't know. I don't think I like that necessarily. We could get... I just had a random idea. You know when I have random ideas that can either go really well or really badly. So here's my random idea. If we took these two tags and kind of layered them and did some extra collage bits and stuff like that, and then just had it sticking out over the edge of the page, does that still count as a page tab even though it's not a traditional tab shape? I think it does. Do I want this turned this way and have something dangling down here? Ooh, there's an idea. And we could put a silver thing in here to match the silver one up here, an eyelet. My box of eyelets may have been in a little bit of an accident when we went to Salt Lake. The bottom of my crafting bag from the art retreat is still covered in eyelets because I haven't had the heart to go through and pick them all out. I should do it while I have these long nails on because they would be handy for like grabbing the little bits. I've got a piece of this stuff. I got it at a thrift store. So it was originally priced at Hobby Lobby for $5.62. I got it at Goodwill. Like I got a big bin of this stuff with lots of different colors and things. So I probably paid, gosh, how much did I even pay? It was a huge bag full of different colors and I maybe paid 10 bucks for it. So maybe this whole thing cost me $1. I don't know. But let's take a piece of this and put it through the top part of the tag, and then we're gonna have something dangling off the bottom. Okay, we'll do a dangle here. I don't have any silver bulb pens, so we'll just have to look past that. I have, I think, just bronzy colored bulb pens, but that's the best thing to hang off of here with a little charm or something. And I know exactly what I want to put. I have these, they're ideology things, I believe, but look, I have these little spiders, and we have spider webs in the background of our graveyard, so that would be a perfect thing to hang off of there. All right, we've got our bulb pen, and we're going to hook it in here. And here's our little spider. Slide that onto the pin. Close the pin. Cute. That's probably the only time you're ever gonna hear me say that a spider is cute. All right, so looking at this tag, a whole lot of it is gonna be sticking out of the side if we go like this, which I don't necessarily mind, but I was also wondering about what if we put it like this and then just kind of maybe glued it here, and so it could still function as a tuck spot as well. We could tuck something inside of there. But this definitely needs to be decorated also. What could we put maybe something like this, and then we need some kind of little focal point or something. What if this is one of the people whose spirit haunts the graveyard? Maybe when you go to visit your loved ones at the graveyard, she will come up behind you and blow a gentle breeze onto the back of your neck. Just enough to let you know that something or someone is there. She needs a little something, a sentiment. So we're gonna take a look at the Halloween sentiment pack from Tim Holtz. And let's see. Ooh, her eyes were dark. I think that's cute. I've never done a page tab before that's like this. But that's a good thing because in Craftoween, we want to try things that we haven't tried before. This little spider is probably the one that wove all those spider webs that we can see through in the graveyard. Can you see those spider webs? Okay, so I'm going to pick a big enough portion of this that I feel like it's really going to hold this, but also leave some space so that it can function as a tuck spot. All right, so there we have it. I let this dry a little bit with the clamp on. Those clamps that I have, by the way, got those at $1.25 Tree, way back when it was actually Dollar Tree. It's still called Dollar Tree. I just call it $1.25 Tree. Haven't been there in quite a while. But anyway, they're pretty handy for just holding things while glue sets and such. We've got our tuck spot / page tab with our little dangly spider and our graveyard, and we used a ruler a little bit. The ruler, I mean, at least it got used so we can say we filled the prompt. And there we go. So that's it for day 18, and that's it for this video. The next video will be days 19, 20, 21, and 22. Hope you're enjoying the series. Leave me a like or a comment or both. And if you're not sure what to say but want to let me know you were here, leave me a Halloween-related emoji. And we'll see you in the next one. Happy reading, crafting, or journaling. Adios.